Next Monday is the final Monday for the Truck Series over at Giggity. And anyways, he just put himself into the championship race next week. All he's got to do is finish better than the other three.
He's good in the trucks. He's the points leader for the Truck Series here as well.
Yeah, he won the regular season points for us too. And by coming back, he missed the first 2 weeks of the season and worked his way up through.
Huh.
Damn, I'm starting 12th.
What?
Shy Cubs. What the fuck?
Look out, buds.
Hey Ty, will you send me another invite?
Yeah, what are you going to the back?
Yeah, oh yeah. Also, hey, are you streaming this one? Okay, I'm sending you a couple invites right now.
You want an invite?
Yeah, just send me an invite so I can back out the lobby and get back in. I don't want to start mid-pack, and it really has me nervous. I'm streaming right now. Sorry about this, Shy, if you listen to my shit, but I'm nervous that he starts on the pole.
Can you send me another invite?
You're already in.
I just noticed. Yeah,
I got you, Dave. I got you.
Because I don't know. I'm real worried about how my screen looks.
I mean, it does show you in.
There you go. I sent you one. So.
Okay, I just haven't been on here. Maybe they did do a new thing where it's got the NASCAR 5 and you get graffiti and stuff falling. Is that the way it's supposed to look?
What?
Not while you're in the lobby.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing in my background.
No, you should not see that. Okay, you have to back all the way out to the... Did you back out to the blue screen and then come in? You changed your internet settings while you were already online in this game.
Okay. I back completely out.
Yeah, just back out to the blue screen where it has the NASCAR Heat 5, hit X all over, come back in, go online, get into the lobby. It'll work.
I didn't even notice that when you guys were qualifying. I was like, that looks a little weird.
Yeah, that's all that is.
I'm glad you said something, because yeah, I knew that wasn't normal. That's what you see when before you even see the main menu.
Yeah, you would have lagged out
to come into the game. I think so too.
Yeah, you would have lagged out on the loading screen. You would have been lagged out and said multiplayer error is what that would have done to you.
It's normal now?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
okay, I'm unpausing and then I'm backing out. Good luck, guys. I got your invites, okay?
Alright, I'll tell you when time expires so you can come in.
Cool. Let me know who it makes the host. I'm curious.
Juicy J.
Cool.
$15 seconds. And I'm streaming, not that you need it because I'm in here, but...
Okay, sounds good.
2-1, time has expired. So you can join whenever time.
Awesome.
Do we have cautions on to you?
Yes, sir. I was a little iffy on that, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
In a way, I'd rather just not see cautions for all the races.
I mean, this is over the mile, though, or whatever, so...
Right.
I guess via your rules you made them, but...
Ooh. That's why I let her go. There's no yellows for Mid-Ohio later tonight.
We're going green. All right, you're coming to the green. One back.
Oh, there's a lot of cars in front of me. Whew. Starting 22nd on a 23-car field, and then you got Dave starting 23rd.
On my way in.
Careful, still there. You got room. You're clear. Still there. me a good wheel here. Hold your line. Hang tight there, driver. Top 3, use it if you need it. Hard from the outside. Outside. All clear. No pressure from behind. Left side. Bottom's clear.
Just got some amazing pictures. I'm getting ready to start the broadcast now. Yes, sir.
Stay in line. Hold your line. All right. Clear outside. All clear.
Here we go, starting the broadcast. And welcome everybody to Motormaster Monday, live here on NASCAR Heat 5. The 2021 NASCAR Motormaster Series drivers have made their way to Michigan International Speedway for round 14 of the 2021 season. It is the Great Lakes 250 here at Michigan. 23 drivers out there on the racetrack. The Xfinity cars with the preset sliders, fuel tire wear ×2. The stages are on, all flags are on. And a lot of these drivers are getting spread out at this point. 23 of them out there. Bradley Gilliland in the number 90 Chevy Camaro on pole for this race. But as you can see, he's mired in a bit of traffic. 4 wide, 3 wide rather, just in front of him. It was nearly 4 wide, including himself. Action all over this racetrack. It's Jason Doyle in the 08 leading this race. We've already had 4 different leaders. I'm Nosscar CEO Kyler McMurder alongside Giggity CEO Kevin Tattersall and Dave Marks Jr., driver of the number 51 car. Thanks a bunch for joining us. And Kevin, I wanted to ask you, you started at the tail of the field. You elected to do that. What's it like out there right now, and how have you been doing working your way forward?
I haven't worked my way very far forward. I'm only up in 17th. A lot of cars, lots of side-by-side action. Of course, the guys in front of me, one of them lost tack to the front pack, and when that happens and you still race side-by-side, that's why we actually lost that lead pack. Not so sure what's going on. Everybody's keeping it 3 wide back here, but it's just good hard racing right now. Seems to be pretty clean for the most part.
We're watching it, actually. We were watching the battle there with you in the 21 car. That's Brett Baker. The 9 car, the return of Chris Ryan. Alex Tesdall in the 16. Alex has 2 wins this season. Yeah, it's good battles even deep in the field, where you would think that drivers may be wanting to work together to get back to the front. Nobody giving an inch early here in stage 1 of the Great Lakes 250. And up front, we're back here watching it. It's Jason Doyle in the 08 Chevy Camaro leading the way. He's got a pack of hungry drivers right behind him. Now it's Jordan Dorosek going low to the inside, and he's got Glashin in the 07 Chevy Camaro making his debut here in the NASCAR Motormaster Series. Going with him. Or is he? Now Jordan switches to the outside. Jason Doyle is going to go up there with them. And going with them is Jesse Carlson in the 20. You're riding with them here. 2 wins for him this season in the NASCAR Motormaster Series. Excuse me, 1 rather. And that was back at Sonoma Raceway. 2 wins in the truck season I'm getting mixed up with. They're running so many different lanes here at Michigan International Speedway. And the draft has been a major factor since the drop of the green flag. We talked so much about the draft being a key role in with success and who wins these races here in Michigan. And they're slicing and dicing and making it work out there. Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Nick DeFrancesco, Josh Cole Diaz up there in the mix. And it's about 11 or 12 cars in one big group. And there's a little bit of a gap in between them and the second pack of cars. It's just beginning to split up a little bit around here.
That's 15 cars in that lead group.
Thanks for the update. A lot of them out there. See, these drivers are running about 20 laps on the fuel that they can get and on a full fuel tank. Stage 1, of course, 14 laps in length, and Stage 2 is going to be a little bit shorter than that. We're thinking about 12 laps. So these drivers are not going to need to make pit stops here in Stage 1 and Stage 2. The goal for them is going to be to get the best track position they possibly can, set themselves up for the final stage, and that's when they will need to pit before the end of this one. Cautions are on, so I do believe that a lot of these drivers would come to pit road if one of those came out, but so far we've been lean, mean, clean, and green since the drop of the green flag here in Stage 1. 3 wide for second place. Clashing in the 07, making it look interesting out there. He was all the way down on the apron, and he still is looking for the lead in his debut race. He's getting a push from the 2020 Nosscar Platinum Cup Series champion. That's Matt Smith in the 10. Jordan Dorsek in the 74, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. They're all on the inside line. Jason Doro, Jesse Carlson, Stephen Corley, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Nick Francesco. They're running the top side, and it's a drag race down the back straightaway into 3. Oh, they were 3 wide still for the race lead there. 3 different grooves being used. Jason Doro's not ready to give it up to his good buddy there in Clash in 04. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. all the way out to the wall on the front straightaway. This is great action here at Michigan International Speedway, and we expected this. And if you go back and watch some of the past NASCAR races at Michigan, you would see why we were expecting good action and good battles here on the racetrack today. The draft really equalizes a lot of these drivers, keeps them close together, and problems a little bit deeper in the pack. Nick Francesco goes around. There was contact with the 90 machine of Bradley Gilliland. Everybody's going to rocket by. I believe we're going to stay green. Looked like Bradley got a little bit loose, shot down into the side of Nick Francesco. Nick couldn't hold on to it, and he's got a lot of time in this race to make up this track position. Single file now from about 1st to 7th in this lead group, and we're all chasing, clashing. Whoa! Justin Franklin in the 11 got a little bit out of shape coming out of turn 2. Jesse Carlson in the 20 nearly went with him down. They both had to chase it down below the white line, and they gathered it back up and keep going. They lost a couple of positions, but they're still in this lead pack, and the lead pack is now down to 12 cars.
They're coming to the white flag.
And 1 lap to go here in Stage 1. Thank you, Kay. They click off quickly here in these NASCAR races. I always get so wrapped up and excited in the action. I can't really tell how many laps left there are. And they're all chasing, clashing in the 07 Chevy Camaro. Does anybody have enough time to run them down?
All clear.
3 wide behind him. That's for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Stephen Corley on the bottom of the 22. Jason Doro in the middle in the 08. Jordan Dorsek up high in the 74 coming out of turn 4. They're all chasing, clashing. Nobody's going to get to him in time. Clashing's going to win Stage 1. Matt Smith is going to finish in 2nd.
Nice job, driver.
Jason Doro in 3rd. Destin Franklin in 4th. Stephen Corley in the 22. Rounding out the top 5, and they will be the drivers that receive the stage points here in Stage 1. Jordan Broughton in the 92 car made a big push and nearly got himself some stage points. He finished in 6th. And good battles all over the racetrack here in Stage 1. Going to throw it down to the in-race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. With Kevin, what was your analysis of Stage 1? How was it like out there?
I mean, it was pretty good racing. I was definitely having fun out there, so hopefully we can see some more of that as we enter Stage 2 here. Like you were saying, not going to have to pit, so it'll be pretty fun, I think.
And these drivers are really only going to have to pit 2 different times. If Stage 2 goes green the entire length, they're only going to have 2 pit stops before they start the final stage. And I kind of feel like in this kind of race, you need to use these first 2 stages to get your car better and also get yourself in some track position for the beginning of the final stage. Here we go. Double file, 23 drivers. They're also on the racetrack. The green flag is in the air.
All clear, all clear. No pressure from behind.
Flashing down low. He's taking Jason Doro with him in the 08, the 07 and the 08. Chevy Camaro's looking strong here as they thunder down the back straightaway now. Teammates at Bruff Motorsports side by side for third and fourth. That was Dustin Franklin and Matt Smith. Jordan Dorosek's going to go to the inside and follow Dustin Franklin through. This is the highest all race long Franklin in the 11 has been running, and he's looking strong here early in the going, looking for his first career Nosscar Motormaster Series win. They're fanning out 3 and 4 wide down the front stretch at Michigan. Great action. Seems like every time one of these drivers gets a good run, they use it and they immediately put their nose to the inside or to the outside, and it's making it fun to call from up here in the booth. And we got problems deeper in the field. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 was involved. Came out. And Jason Armstrong in the 12 as well. And the first caution all race long for an on-track incident comes in stage 2. It was on camera when it happened. It was on the monitor for me, and I saw it, but I didn't see exactly what triggered it. I do know that the 61 machine of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. went spinning up against the outside wall and was facing in the wrong direction. When the caution flew, it looks like Stephen Corley in the 22, Dave Marks Jr. in the 51, and Bradley Gilliland in the 90, the bull sitter, was involved. And yeah, 6 or 7 car incident to bring out the yellow in stage 2. A lot of these drivers will be on pit road to repair some damage, and it'll be interesting to see if anyone stays out to get position. Not a long stage.
Smooth out here. Have a good day. Green flag.
Some of the front runners did elect to stay out, but we can tell you some of them did pit as well. For example, Matt Smith in the 10 mired back in traffic in the 8th row. The green flag is back in the air.
Careful, still there. All clear, no pressure from behind. Still there. Right side. Still there.
Going into 3. Splashing. Jason Doro, Jesse Carlson looking to the inside for the second position. Jordan Dorosek may be good to go to the inside with him. It's Jordan Roughton in the 92 behind them, and Chris Ryan in the 9, Kevin Tattersall in the 54. And this is where it becomes all about the draft. They're 4 wide deeper in the field, Brett Baker and others. Here's that battle. It's Josh Cole-Diaz, Cameron Norton, Dustin Franklin, Nick Don Francesco. They were 4 wide. This is coming out of turn 2 now. They're still gaining ground on the front pack. Kevin Tattersall had to chase his car down below the white line and comes back up onto the racetrack. Everybody's still in good shape out there, and I just can't get over how many different grooves are being used. They're still bouncing off each other 3 and 4 wide deeper in the field. And around goes the 44 of Trey Hollywood, right in front of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. And I believe that we are going to stay green. There was a couple of cars involved in that one. Daniel McGriff in the 93 as well. But yeah, we are rocking and rolling still here at Michigan International Speedway. This might even be what the field needed. Get a little bit of separation, and we might run the stage 2 the rest of the way green. We'll have to see. And back towards the front now. Jason Doro is falling back outside of the top 5, and this is a battle for the 6th position. Josh Cole-Diaz in the 7, Matt Smith in the 10, Nick Don Francesco in the 6. They're all trying to run back down the top 5. Just in front of them, still clashing, and Jordan Dorosek, the top 2, leading the way. For the most part, they have settled down. There's less 2 and 3, 4 wide. It's down to a couple of grooves now. And a lot of these cars do look a whole lot more comfortable now than they did at the beginning of the race. You could tell these drivers have been working on these cars a little bit. Everyone looks a lot more stable out there, able to put the car where they want. And how about flashing? Making his debut here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series, was invited by his good friend Jordan Dorosek. Jordan just behind him in the 74. Jordan has 3 wins this season, the most of anyone this season here in 2021. Not necessarily the points leader, but certainly up top there for the wins chart, and he's got Jordan routing in the 92, looking to the inside. This is going into turn 3. Jordan looking for second, and he's bringing Kevin Tattersall with him in the 54, perhaps. Kevin driving for Juicy J Motorsports, and his Juicy J Motorsports teammate, Jesse Carlson, in the 20s, right there with him. The top 5 have really separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit. But now Matt Smith in the 10 car has just worked his way into the 6th position. Bringing Nick Don Francesco and Dustin Franklin with them, and now they're beginning to gain ground once again on the top 5. Yeah, forget everything I said about getting away from the rest of the field. They're there, folks, and now it's anyone's race here in Stage 2. The draft has been the main factor, and we talked about that a lot before the broadcast began. It was going to really ultimately decide a lot, and we won today's race. A lot of those drivers out there using it to their advantage. 23 drivers started the race, 22 of them left on the racetrack, and all 22 of those cars saw on the lead lap. Throwing it down to the M-Race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, how many laps to go?
This is the last one.
Stage 2, rather.
This is the last lap.
The white flag's been shown to these drivers. The next time by, they're going to see the green and white checkers, and you can tell that the intensity is picked up because of that. Jordan Dorosek went to the outside of Clashin, looking for the Stage 2 win. Clashin tried to shut the door a little bit. Coming at a 4, he doesn't have enough speed. And it looks like Clashin is going to hang on for the Stage 2 win. And coming to the line, it looks like Kevin Tattersall and Jordan Roughton got into it. And they're still wrecking coming across the line. Stephen Corley in the 22 and Jesse Carlson in the 20.
Top 5 with Clashin, J-Well, Flash 9, Napa Fan, and Dustin.
Wild finish coming to the end there of Stage 2. And this is where it all begins, in my opinion. Like I said, these drivers, they did not have to pit under green flag conditions of Stage 1 and 2, went the distance without an on-track incident. We saw 1 yellow here in Stage 2, and these drivers have had 3 pit stops so far. They're about to begin the final stage, and if it does go green the entire distance, we will expect all these drivers on pit road once. 23 Nosscar Motormaster Series drivers entered this one. 22 of them left on the track, and all of them on the lead lap, and with a good shot at winning this one. The green flag is in the air. Jesse Carlson and Brett Baker lead them to the line.
Inside. Clear behind. Clear right. 1 back. Clear low, bud. Still there. 1 back. All clear. No pressure from behind. Look ahead for me. Clear outside.
A little bit of a slip there for Carlson in the 20. He's now trapped in the middle. Matt Smith, the 2020 Platinum Cup Series champion, goes to the inside. He's going to use the apron, but there's a wreck deeper in the field. Cameron Norton in the 1 involved. Alex Tesdall was involved in the 16. Caution on the racetrack. And second caution of the race for an on-track incident, and this was a big one. I think 7 cars involved in this one. Actually, I believe that there may have been more than that, maybe about 11 cars involved in this one. Heavy damage to the front end of Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the 1 car, Cameron Norton, and the 44 of Trey Hollywood, Stephen Corley in the 22, Jason Armstrong in the 12. Heavy damage to those cars. Other cars, minor damage to those machines, such as Harold Burden, Kevin Tattersall. They'll be in for quick repairs, but those other cars I mentioned, they'll have to stay a bit extra on pit road, I'm sure.
I had 17 seconds, so there's quite a bit.
Okay, never mind. We're tossing you into that category as well then. And yeah, it's going to be Trey Hollywood, Harold Burden, Kevin Tattersall. Those drivers will be ringing up the tail of the field because of the damage they needed to repair on pit road. And it's Matt Smith and Clashin leading them to the line. The green flag back in the air for the final stage.
Careful, still there.
What do we got for laps to go, Kevin?
I didn't see it. We were on lap 37 and 62.
Okay then.
Stay high up here.
26 laps to go.
Still there.
And a lot happen here. 26 laps, especially at a track like Michigan. Big, mean, fast track. And we got a car around on the back straightaway. It's Dave Marks Jr. in the 51. So far, we're green. A couple of cars really had to make some evasive moves to avoid that one. Kevin Tattersall, one of the M-Race reporters, and he was one of them. And they're all chasing Matt Smith in the 10. First lap's all race long. He's led. He's got Flash in right behind him in second. Jordan Dorr second, third. Nick Francesco in fourth. There's good battles all over this racetrack. Everybody trying different grooves and different lanes out there to find speed. And here comes the orange car. Number 6, Chevy Camaro. Nick Francesco, the 2021 Nosscar Tailgate Truck Series points leader, to the inside, looking for second and third. Trying to take on Clashing in Jordan Dorsek. They're now working together up there on the high side. And while these drivers battle, it's allowing Jason Doro, Chris Ryan, and others to reel them in.
Wave them guys off. Caution sound.
And caution on the racetrack again. Incident deeper in the field. I didn't see what happened, but evidently Trey Hollywood in the 44, Jason Armstrong on the 12, they were involved in heavy damage to the front end of the 44 machine. This is going to bring out the third caution of the day for an on-track incident. And we should have about 22 or 23 laps to go when they get them back rolling. Well, things are looking good for Matt Smith. Running solid in the top 5 all race long. Finds himself the race leader right now, but he's got some of the faster cars on the racetrack behind him. See, what I like about these kinds of races is throughout stage 1 and throughout stage 2, the faster cars on the racetrack are slowly working their way towards the front. We know draft is a factor. We know that good decision making and track position is important, but those drivers that have the natural ability and the natural talent are slowly working their way towards the front, and it's going to be a good battle here at the end. The green flag is back in the air.
Careful, still there.
Chris Ryan and Harold Burton, they restarted on the front row for this restart. Nick Francesco in the 6 going to the inside. Clashing in the 07 trying to go with him. Clashing and Jordan Dorsek, they race in the same league outside of Nosscar. They've been working together a lot here in this one, and they're both going to push their way into the second and third positions, it looks like. Looks like Jason Doro in the 08. Matt Smith in the 10 going to try to go with him. Harold Burton in the 39 was able to cut down in line with those guys, and that's going to leave Chris Ryan in the 9. Hung out to dry on the outside. First lap's all race long. Nick Francesco is led, and it's a great time to start leading the race here in the final stage of the Great Lakes 250 at Michigan. And that's how quickly you can change. Clashing in the 07 car, he's going to take the lead. The inside line going into turn 3. He had a big push from his buddy Jordan Dorsek, and Jason Doro and Matt Smith are going to follow him through. Nick Francesco is going to fall in the 5th position, and Alex Tesdall in the 16 went for a bit of a slide through the grass on the front straightaway. Jesse Carlson as well was involved in that one. Jordan Routon in the 92 was repeatedly smashing his car off the wall, and we're going to have officials look at that. That's looking for a yellow.
Stay low. Stay on the bottom. Careful, still there. All the way to the wall.
Meanwhile, back up front, still chasing Clashing. Clashing's led the most laps in this race, I'm pretty sure. Have to check that stat after this. Jordan Dorsek runs in second, a change for third here. Matt Smith in the 10 going to take the bottom side. of the racetrack and make it work again. It seems to be the preferred groove if you can get more cars down there. The outside line has worked, I'd say a lot less than the inside line has throughout this one. Back down to single file for the most part. The top 6 have separated themselves from the rest of the field a little bit, and through 1 and 2, you can see they all used a bit of a different line there. All looking for speed. It's Brett Baker in the 21 running in the 7th position, and he's beginning to close in on the top 6 just a little bit. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Kevin Tattersall trying to give some drafting assistance to him. Throwing it down to the race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, what lap are we on now?
We're on like 47 and 62.
47 of 62, and is anybody going to need to make a pit stop before the end of this one, or did that last yellow save everybody?
I think we're about 3-4 laps short.
See, this is going to be interesting then. A lot of these drivers might come in for maybe a splash and go, safe to say.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be something that can be done, is a splash and go. Actually, I'm showing just 1 lap short.
It's going to be interesting, especially if this goes green the rest of the way. Some of these drivers might run the fuel dry, and some of these drivers might prevail and make it to the finish.
All clear.
Time will tell.
Outside, all clear.
It's an 11-car group leading the field. Running in 12th, it's Cameron Norton in the 1, trying to lead that second group of cars back up to the leaders. But these 11 cars putting on a pretty good pace. Not many of them are stepping out of line very much. They're not battling too hard. And just as I say that, Matt Smith in the 10 took a look to the inside, and that was for the 3rd position. He's going to take it, and he's also going to take the 2nd spot from Nick Francesco. Now they're all up on the outside, and kind of like Daytona, it's kind of like Talladega. Make a slingshot move, make the pass, get back in line, stay in the draft, and kind of just slowly work your way 1 car at a time to the front, and that's kind of what Matt Smith is trying to do here, I think, in the 10. And now he's going to the inside. He's going to take the lead from Clashin in the 07. I'm not sure what Clashin is doing. He's now dropping back to the 3rd position. I don't know if that was by choice or if he got a little bit out of shape coming out of 3 and 4 there, and I just didn't notice, and he had to get out of the throttle a little bit. They took the inside line from him, and now Clashin back to 3rd. Now they're chasing Matt Smith in the 10. 2 wins this season. The current points leader, Nick Francesco in the 6, runs in 2nd in the orange car there. No wins this season, but safely locked in a playoff spot by points as of now. Flash in the 07 runs in 3rd. It's debut here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series. Runs in many other leagues, though, here on NASCAR Heat 5, and has for the last few different NASCAR Heat games. Kevin Tattersall runs in 4th. 2 wins this season. Locked into the playoffs. And behind him, Justin Franklin in the 11. No wins this season. Started the season very late. No wins in his Motormaster Series career either. So he loved to find victory lane. He needs one. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 running in 6th, looking for his first career Motormaster Series win as well. Safely in by points as of right now into the playoffs, but he'd still like one. Kevin Tattersall takes 3rd from Clashin. And they're all chasing Matt Smith. It's Jason Doro running in 7th. He's got 2 wins this season as well. 2nd in the point standings coming into tonight's race.
Stay low, stay low.
Josh Cole-Diaz 8th, Jordan Dorset in 9th, rounding out the top 10 is Stephen Corley. And they're the ones that have really separated themselves from the rest of the field. Brett Baker was the 11th car in this lead pack. He's now brought back to the 2nd group of cars, and that's being led back there by Harold Burton in the 39. And Kevin Tattersall in the 54, driving for Juicy J Motorsports, puts his Toyota Supra out front. First laps all race long. He's led. He elected to start at the tail of the field here in this 23-car race. And now here in the final stage with under 18 laps to go, he finds himself the race leader. So many different leaders in this race. In fact, the top 4 in the running order right now have led laps in this one.
We're at 9 laps to go.
And thanks, Kev. You heard it from the race reporter who happens to be the race leader right now as well. 9 laps to go in the Great Lakes 250 here in Michigan. Round 14, the 2021 Nosscar Motormaster Series season. Posted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, and we're rocking and rolling through these races, and we're having a great time doing it. Thank you to the viewers who've been tuning in, following us on social media, and following their favorite NASCAR driver here in the NASCAR Motormaster Series. Coming up on the slower car, looks like that's Jesse Carlson in the 20. He's going to have to give way for these leaders, and looks like he's going to do that by taking the outside line there in 1 and 2.
Got one inside.
He's got to win this season. He's locked into the playoffs. He doesn't need to make by 5th, go for the leaders. And to the inside goes Matt Smith in the 10. For the lead, and he's getting a big push from Nick Francesco and Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the 6 and the 61. Now Jeffrey got a little bit out of shape. Stephen Corley in the 22 Ford Mustang goes to the bottom. 7 laps to go at the line. It's going to be all about timing. It's going to be all about the draft. It's going to be all about who your dance partner is, and it's going to be all about what driver can work their way up into the 2nd or the 3rd position and then make a move for the lead. You can't really make a move for the win if you're not close enough. And to be close enough, I think that you need to be up there running in 2nd or 3rd to make the big move. Coming up on Jason Armstrong in the 12. I'm pretty sure he'll do the same thing that Jesse Carlson did. Coming around now to 6 laps to go here in Michigan. And look who's in 3rd. Stephen Corley in the 22 Ford Mustang. He's let a couple of races get away here at Michigan International Speedway in the past. Not only here in the Nosscar Motormaster Series, but in the Truck Series as well. And now he's drawing up beside Matt Smith in the 10 car, looking for the lead down the back straightaway. There he goes in the 22. First laps all race long. Led for Stephen Corley, coming at an amazing and important time of the race. 5 laps to go when they hit the start-finish line this time by. He's got to win this season in the 2021 truck season. Looking for his first win of the year for Motormaster. It'll also be his first career NASCAR Motormaster Series win for Stephen Corley in the 22. Surprised that he already doesn't have one of these, and has come so close so many times, and tonight could be the night that he finally does it and parks it in victory lane. Here in the NASCAR Motormaster Series, he's got a 2020 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion behind him in 2nd, and that is Matt Smith in the 10. Nick Francesco in that orange number 6 car runs in 3rd. In 4th is Kevin Tattersall in that white and red Toyota Supra for Juicy J Motorsports. Dustin Franklin in the 11 car in 5th. Teammate of the 2020 champ running in 2nd. 4 to go. Don't count out Jeffrey Robinson Jr. either. He runs in 6th with these guys. It looks like they will catch the lap car. Jason Armstrong in the 12, and they'll have to slowly work their way by, and we'll have to see if this becomes a factor at all. In fact, it might even help the race leader, Stephen Corley. He might be able to pick up a little bit of the draft from Jason Armstrong, extend his gap a little bit over Matt Smith in the 10. Even if it's only for another half a lap or another corner, keeps him safe for that much more time. Daryl Burton in the 39 coming out of pit road, staying low to let the leaders go by. And this is coming out of 2 now. Veteran move by the driver that has won races with us on NASCAR 15 back in the day when we started. Going into 3. Stephen Corley being very mindful of the bottom line, trying to cover and and make sure nobody makes a move down there. If he's going to get beat, it's probably going to be down there. We're seeing some of these drivers getting a little bit low on fuel, I'm pretty sure. Some of them have dropped out of the lead pack with these drivers. 2 laps to go. I might have been right there. Stephen Corley might have actually been using the draft with Jason Armstrong to his advantage. He's now got about 4 or 5 car lengths over Matt Smith in the 10. Don Francesco doing everything he can to push the 10 back up to the back bumper of Stephen Corley, but as of now, he's not been able to do it.
You're low on gas.
Coming out of 4, they're going to see the white flag. 1 more lap to go here in the Great Lakes 250 at Michigan. Stephen Corley goes to the inside of Jason Armstrong to put him a lap down. Wisely, the veteran Jason Armstrong moves and lets them go. Matt Smith trying to use the draft from the lap cars, and out of fuel is Stephen Corley in the 22 on the back straightaway. And this is going to leave it. It's going to leave it to Matt Smith and Kevin Tattersall and Nick Don Francesco to drag race it for the win here at Michigan. Coming out of turn 4, they're 3 wide. They're bouncing off each other. Matt Smith is out of fuel. Coming to the line, Kevin Tattersall wins the Great Lakes 250 at Michigan.
We were actually all out of fuel. Every one of us were out of fuel.
Yeah, it looked like Matt Smith in the 10 started sputtering coming out of 4. Nick Don Francesco was sputtering coming to the line. He even tried to hold you up and side draft you coming to the line by getting into the quarter panel of your car. Take photos of the results for us, Kev.
Doing that right now.
Oh my goodness.
That was
23
crazy.
drivers entered this one. And I believe that 22 of them were running at the end of this race. When it was all said and done, we had a drag race between 3 cars that were all very close on fuel. In fact, there you see Cameron Norton in the 1. He's out of fuel near the bottom of the racetrack in turn 3. There was a number of drivers that ran these fuel tanks dry, and a number of them needed to come to pit road for service as well. What a race, what a final stage, what a gamble by all these teams. Congratulations to Kevin Tattersall for Juicy J Motorsports. 3rd win of the 2021 Nosscar Motormaster Series season for Kevin. And Kevin, we got you in here. You're the in-race reporter. Congrats, buddy. Your car is actually parked behind the victory lane area of this track. That's where your pit stall is, so that's fitting. First of all, I wanted to ask you about your race. We have been tuning in with you and talking to you throughout the race. You started at the tail of the field of these 23 cars. What did you do exactly to work your way slowly through the traffic and put yourself in a position to win this race?
Man, that stage 3, actually, I just started 21st, and then I just used a draft to get back up through the field. And honestly, I had the lead for a couple laps, maybe with 15 to go, and I kind of lifted to let the lead be given up so I could follow those guys to be able to save a little bit more fuel. And coming off 4, actually, we were 3 wide, and the 10 ran out of fuel first, then it was me, and then the 6 car ran out of fuel as well. So honestly, it just come down to the fuel.
Yeah, there was a lot of different leaders in this one, a lot of different drivers that proved they had good speed. We saw so many different 3 and 4 wide battles. What was working best for you out there in terms of speed and line, and what groove preference that you had throughout this race?
Actually, so as far as the line, I was just lifting early and letting the other people drive it in deep, and then it was causing them to lift up. I actually ended up with the fast lap of that race too. It was a 38.9.
I saw, so, yes.
You just use their draft, and you're able to catch up, and when they make a mistake, you're able to get around them.
Yeah, good decision making seemed to be key. Track position at the end there was definitely key, but the draft allowed drivers like yourself that may have had poor track position at the beginning of the final stage to work their way forward and put themselves in a position to win this race. You led laps near the end of this one, and that's the time when it counts. You battled out there with the 2020 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champ Matt Smith, the newcomer clashing Jordan Dorosek. You had some stiff competition up there. Who do you want to give a shout out to out there, and who do you think had the best shot at taking this win from you if you guys didn't have the fuel strategy at the end?
Honestly, I want to give a shout out to Napa fan. He showed a lot to me. Nicholas Don Francesco. He started up front. He had that little incident where he spun earlier in the race. He started in the rear with me at one point, and then he ended up front, finishing second there. But he was in the battle the whole time, whether it been fuel or not. I think had it stayed green, he actually made the move to get around that lap traffic. I think it was Armstrong was the lap car. But had he not run out of fuel, I think the 6 car probably would have brought home the win.
Wild race out there. Thanks a bunch for joining us as the race reporter, and congratulations to you and your race team.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That was Kevin Tattersall, everybody. Driver of the number 54 Toyota Supra for Juicy J Motorsports, parking it in victory lane for the 3rd time here in the 2021 NASCAR Motormaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5.